Hi, my name is Sydney Pomeranz, and I will be telling the story of Hansel and Gretel. There was once a small family that lived just beyond some nearby woods. It was a father, two children, Hansel and Gretel, and a wicked stepmother. This family was incredibly poor, and one night, as everyone lay awake, tired and hungry, the wife shot up and said, "I've had enough of this. You do away with these children. I'm tired of wasting our food and energy on them." The husband pleaded, saying that he didn't have the heart to get rid of his children, but the wife wouldn't hear it. "You get rid of these children tomorrow, we take them out in the woods, and I will hear nothing of it." So the next day they woke Hansel and Gretel up at dawn. They both began to cry, realizing what they were headed for, as they heard the conversation last night. As Gretel panicked, Hansel said, "Worry not, dear sister, for I have a plan." See, both children were given half a loaf of bread before they left. That was going to be their only food, but Hansel ripped his apart and piece by piece plucked it along the trail. This way they'd have something to follow to get back home. When they got to the woods, the mother sat them down and said, "Sit here. We will build you a fire, go get our own wood, and come back for you later." But as hours turned into days and the fire burnt out, they never returned. Hansel and Gretel looked around for the breadcrumbs, but to no avail. They were gone. Some animal must have eaten it. They panicked. What do we do now? They wandered the woods, tired, hungry, and hopeless for days, until finally they saw the most magical thing you could ever imagine just above a nearby hill. A house made of cakes and cookies and the most amazing pastries and sweets you've ever seen. They ran towards the house, excited to have their first meal in days. They ate away at the house. Hansel ate the roof, Gretel ate the windows. They were satisfied for once, until they heard a strange voice coming from inside the house. "Who's nibbling at my door?" "It is us, God's children," Hansel replied. But when she stepped out, the children jumped back, for she was so ugly that she startled the children. "No, children, keep eating. Oh, you poor sweet angels. Whatever can I do for you?" Later that night, the witch gave Hansel and Gretel a nice warm bed to sleep in. It was far more comfortable than anything they've ever felt before, and they fell asleep soundly. But the next morning, things were not all as they seemed. Hansel woke up behind iron doors, and Gretel woke up in a maid's outfit. "Fetch my bidding, little girl, for I am going to eat your brother." Gretel began to cry, but Hansel said, "Worry not, sister, for I have a plan." You see, witches track humans by their sense of smell. They can't see at all. So every time the witch went to feel if Hansel was fat enough to eat yet, he'd stick a chicken bone through the iron bars for the witch to feel. All she ever felt was his thin, bony hands. "Enough of this," she finally said. "I'm eating you today, even if you are a small morsel." Gretel began to cry, but suddenly she had an idea of her own. "Go start the fire, little girl, for I am feasting tonight." "But, witch, I don't know how, and I don't think it's hot enough yet." "Oh, you stupid girl, let me show you." The witch hobbled towards the iron door and opened it, complaining that the girl didn't know how to do the most basic tasks. But behind her, Gretel shoved her in and shut the iron door. The witch cried out as Gretel went to free her brother. They rejoiced, knowing that they could finally go back to peace. When Hansel was free, they wandered around the house, only to find something far more spectacular than the sugar house. Diamonds, rubies, pearls, emeralds, anything, everything, the most wonderful riches you could ever imagine. They stuffed their pockets full and decided to leave. Suddenly they came across a lake and realized they recognized the forest just beyond. One by one, they hopped a ride from a local white swan, and when they reached the other side, they thanked the duck for their service. Finally, they were able to make their way back to their father's house. While they were gone, their old stepmother had died of hunger. The father was so rejoiced to see his children, promising to never let them go again, and when he realized that the children had returned with riches beyond their wildest dreams, they rejoiced, for they would never be tired or hungry or poor again. The family then lived happily ever after. Thank you.